Oh, so I was going to tell you this is funny.
Yeah.
I had, I think my dreams are letting me know that I'm spending too much time like ensconced in movie news.
Okay. Why? Oh, your dreams. Yeah. Why?
you know, so literally last night slash this morning, I have this dream and it's so vivid where I'm like I'm at some event or something, and I lately I've been since I had cataract, I'm not wearing glasses anymore, so I'm wearing sunglasses, right? And I'm wearing um, aviator glasses,
Okay.
and so up walks Tom Cruise,
Okay. Okay.
also wearing aviators.
Wait. I have to ask. In real life, do you wear aviator glasses?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So your real glasses made it into the dream.
Exactly.
Got it. Got it.
And he's like, "Hey, Zaki, looking good, man." And I'm like, "Thanks, dude." And it's like current present tense Tom Cruise.
Right.
But I guess he's wearing Maverick glasses all the time.
He looks good in them. Why wouldn't he?
Why wouldn't he? Exactly. And so I'm like, hey, and it's like we know each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, hey, man, look, like I know you're saying you're done with Mission Impossible, but come on, like level with me. There's going to be another Ethan Hunt movie, right? And he looks around and he goes, all right, can you keep a secret? And he pulls his phone out and he types. And I remember in his calculator, like the calculator app,
Yeah,
on his phone, and he goes, "This is the date that the next Mission Impossible is coming out." And and I remember so distinctly. He types in a date on his calculator, and it's one of those things where I'm like, "Get out of here!" And I'm like leaning forward, but there's like something obstructing my vision, so I can't see it. And I'm like,
right.
so, you know. And I'm like, and I'm trying to see, and then I have a tap on my shoulder, and it's Dave Bautista, and he's like, Zaki, what are you doing here? I was like, hey, and me and Dave Bautista and Tom Cruise are just there, and Dave Bautista is like, hey, let's get a selfie. And I'm like, great, and he's like, Zaki, get your phone. So I get my phone, and it's one of those things where I'm trying to get to my camera, but like, oh, it's the wrong setting. Oh, it's video instead, and every little and then it's like so every time I hit something's happening, and then finally they just kind of drift away.
Yep.
Because they're busy talking, and I'm like, well, god damn it, and then then I wake up.
Dude, I love just the specificity of the dream, but then also that there has to. Why is there a rule? There has to be a hiccup. You know what I mean?
And God forbid I get the selfie.
But what a clever conceit for Tom Cruise to be like, oh, there's a date. Let me show it to you. And he can like use it on a calculator, use a calculator to show you this. Like, that's so clever. That's
right.
That's something he could do. He could do that in one of his films, Dude, that's really funny.
It's dreams such a weird, weirdly specific. I know. So since this morning, I've been trying to like divine the hidden meaning of this dream. Since morning.
Yeah. Well, what I love too, it reminds me of when Lisa Simpson is dreaming and she's like, "Help me, George Washington," or whatever. And Bart's like, "Geez, even your dreams are square." And like, I'm just picturing Amina next to you, and you're like, "Looking good, Tom Cruise." Like, oh, you like my glasses, Mr. Cruise?
Come back, Dave Bautista.
Come back, Dave Bautista. And she just like and just rolls over, goes back.
That's probably fairly accurate.
That is really funny.
Oh my gosh! Hey, but speaking of dreams coming true,
yes.
We have proof of life. There is a trailer for the Masters of the Universe movie.
That's funny. Speaking of proof of life, because yes, I remember going all the way back to my early days, working in the industry, and I would get to read the latest Masters of the Universe script, and I was like, "Oh, that's fun."
We're talking like 20 years.
Yeah, like 20 years. And it was always like, oh, they're going to make a Masters of the Universe movie. And I'd read the script, and then years would go by and it would never get made. And then they'd say they're going to do it again and again. And it was sort of, a cry wolf thing for me. So when they, a studio would say, hey, we're making Masters of the Universe, I was like, like, well, We'll see about that. And I'll be. We literally are able to watch a trailer for the movie now. It exists.
I mean, this is something that even during the course of our show, as they were starting to cast up and they got a director and everything, I think you and I were both like, I'll believe it when I see it, because this, they've pulled this rug out from under us several times at this point.
Yeah.
But this is a real. What do we want to play some of the audio from this?
Yeah, let's do it.
All that stuff that only exists in legends and bedtime stories. Talking tigers, spaceships, and magic swords that can make a man as mighty as a god. Where I come from, that stuff is real. Why did you send me away?
I wanted you to be safe. So I sent you to a place I knew that they'd never find you. There's...
This obsession with nerd stuff and sword things, it's not a good look for human resources.
I know it sounds crazy, but that sword is gonna show me the way home.
I have the power!
So this is a real movie coming out June 5th of this year.
So June 5th, I mean, this isn't a movie that's coming out in March, right? Where they're hoping like, well, I hope this does okay and finds its thing in a moment that's not very crowded. This is a big summer blockbuster release. Like, they have a lot of faith in this IP that they've had difficulty making for the past 20 some years, let alone, the cartoon, isn't it from like 1983 or something like that?
Yeah.
I mean, our generation, I feel like, is really the last generation to really be He-Man people.
Yeah. So I have a couple thoughts. Having watched the trailer, I mean, as I sit here talking to you, I'm in my cave, and if I tilt my head ever so slightly to the left, I have an entire 3 shelves loaded up with He-Man figures.
Oh, okay.
So I am the audience for this movie, and watching this trailer, I'm like, 7-year-old Zaki would be just ready to pass out from excitement.
Yeah, it's funny because I think I'm the audience too in a different way, where this was my cartoon obsession as a kid.
Yeah.
Like, I remember It was, before the sun was up, it'd still be dark outside. My parents would still be asleep in bed, and I would drag this cardboard box of my He-Man toys out into the living room and turn on the TV and watch Masters of the Universe.
Yeah.
And I haven't really revisited
WFLD.
Yes, in Chicago. Yeah. And I haven't really revisited it since. But seeing that poster, especially where it's like He-Man's back and he's holding his sword, it's like reigniting something that had not been lit in a really long time inside of me. Like my inner child, like just woke up and got excited,
Oh, it is bananas because you got all the regulars. You got your Prince Adam, you got your He-Man, you got your Skeletor. Those are table stakes though.
Mm-hmm.
This is made by somebody who's steeped in the lore. It's Travis Knight, by the way, who also did Mumblebee, because you get your Spikor and your Fisto and your Trapjaw.
I saw Ram Man on IMDb. I was like, whoa, I had him.
Ram Man was in there. So we're going deep. So all of that is to say that makes me very excited as somebody who was just ensconced in this franchise as a little teeny tiny, and I've always maintained an affinity. Okay, so that's reaction number 1. Reaction number 2 is to be looking at the budget of $170 to $200 million and say Amazon MGM is about to take a bath on this movie.
Yeah, you're right. Right.
It pains me to say, as somebody who's very excited by this trailer, this movie's not going to do well.
Yeah, because even proven things aren't doing very well these days, and so this, I mean, it feels like they need to begin doing work. Bring people back up to speed about He-Man.
Here is the problem. Okay, the last time a He-Man live action project came out, was 39 years ago.
Yeah.
39 years ago. Okay. So now a couple points here. Masters of the Universe in the 1980s was a $1 billion plus brand. I mean, it was big business.
Right.
I would say from about 1982 to 1987.
Mm-hmm.
So you got about 5 years there where it was minting money.
Right.
And then you know what happened? It went away like that.
Right.
And it went away partly because of four amphibious fellas who kind of sucked up all the oxygen, right?
Yep.
Now think about this. So by the time the Dolph Lundgren movie came out, the air was already leaving the balloon.
Right.
And that's the tail end of 1987. Now, from then, how many times have they attempted to bring it back? And to mixed results, right? Like there was
series form, right?
In series form, right? So in the late 80s, maybe early, I think like 1989, there was the New Adventures of He-Man. I don't know if you remember that.
I kind of don't.
That's where he goes to the far future and he's wearing pants.
Okay, I do. I was actually going to ask you if that's the version where he was wearing pants.
Yeah. So that was like, late 80s, early 90s. That one didn't take.
Mm-hmm.
And then like 2002, they did kind of an anime inspired one.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't take. And then, just in the last couple of years, there was like a CG animated series on Netflix for kiddies. As far as I know, that didn't take either,
Is that the Kevin Smith one?
No, that's the different one. They had, that was like their more like adult skewing one.
Okay.
Right. And so my point, like, it's not like the franchise is completely faded away. It dips in and out, but this is not Ninja Turtles.
Yes, which
it is not
never
Transformers. Exactly. Yeah. Transformers and Ninja Turtles have pretty much, with rare exceptions, been present in the zeitgeist from the time they really blew up until now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not an expert on this, but I feel like Transformers wasn't as consistent from where I was standing as Ninja Turtles, because Ninja Turtles just kept getting reinvented over and over and over to great success. Right.
Well, but it's they both had roughly the same gap, right? Because Transformers went away, like the G1 Generation 1 stuff went away in like 91.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 93, it came back. And then in 94, you had Beast Wars and stuff. And so basically from then to now, it's never gone away, right?
I see.
Like if you just judging by toy aisle presence, right?
Sure.
And same thing with Ninja Turtles. You had a little dip where after the original animated show ended, which was I want to say like 98. And there was like 4 years, and then they brought, they had the early 2000s series.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But so a little gap, about 3-4, but it's always like it's too small a gap for it to have completely left people's consciousness.
Right.
And I draw a distinction with like G.I. Joe, which, bigger gaps.
Mm-hmm.
Bigger gaps, and so it falls out of people's awareness.
Right.
And I think He-Man is even bigger gaps.
Yeah.
So you see this trailer, which again, as somebody who grew up with it, I'm like, hey man, it's all the stuff I loved. It's all the toys in my cardboard box.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But you have a trailer that's like, see how he became He-Man.
Right.
I'm like, that's a freaking terrible marketing campaign. Because who's your audience here? Is it 46-year-old men? Because they all going to show up probably. But right. I think if that's what you're building your future on, that's a problem.
Yeah. Well, and with Transformers, they had the benefit, at least coming back to the mainstream, so to speak, in a movie directed by Michael Bay and produced by Steven Spielberg. So it's like, oh, this is an event.
And plus, the first Transformers movie is now 19 years old, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like it came out at a time when the target demo was like mid-20s.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That's weird. Now that I think about it, that I was in my 20s
Right?
when that came out. But yes,
Right? Like I've said this for a little while. I mean, the sweet spot to put out a He-Man movie, I would say the window was nudging shut about 10 years ago is what I would say.
sure.
At this point, it's the equivalent of when we were hearing about the Stretch Armstrong movie and we're like, who's asking for a Stretch Armstrong movie?
That's a great example. Yeah.
Right?
Because it would be people slightly older than us, like Ben Stiller or someone like, I'm going to make a Stretch Armstrong movie, everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like 10 years behind us where it's like, okay.
It's like if Variety drops a story tomorrow about, there's a major Matt Mason movie in development. Is that a toy? Like, you probably know the name and that's it.
Yeah. Well, and similarly, I don't remember if it was Travis Knight. I was looking through the IMDb, but I think he has in development a $6 billion man movie. And I was like,
okay, see, that's what I'm saying, right? Yeah, like the window. That's actually a great example, right? Because they've been talking about a $6 million back when it was going to be. I've seen the development of that movie go from the show was $6 million man.
Mm-hmm.
It was $60 million man. Then it became $600 million man, right. And now we're at $6 billion.
It's really funny. Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen that entire, like, from the 90s to now, and I think there is an audience for that. Is it a big audience? I doubt it.
It kind of depends who you put in the lead, honestly. I mean, if you could put someone that everybody shows up for, they might go because it's a Will Ferrell movie or a, whatever. Even though, isn't that funny? I can't think of someone modern who would be that equivalent.
This is I've seen the development of it as a comedic Jim Carrey vehicle.
Yeah.
And as a dramatic Mark Wahlberg vehicle.
Right.
So both versions of that. Now with He-Man, the problem I see is that it's selling on nostalgia, and I think that is fundamentally a mistake. Because
this trailer specifically, yeah, for sure,
big time. And I mean, that's great, but I think you have to reinvent it. You have to not reinvent it. That's wrong. You have to reintroduce it,
right, as
a brand new thing. And I think the problem with He-Man is that it's not particularly original anyway.
Sure.
Right. I mean, it's like a pastiche of all of these influences, and that's what made it fun. The fact that it was, there was like sci-fi and fantasy and all kind of thrown into a blender, and you got this really interesting universe to play in. And I want to emphasize here, man, this trailer, I'm like, opening night, baby, I will be there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I'm just like, I'm steeling myself for the confirmation that there isn't really an audience for Masters of the Universe anymore,
or at least for a movie of this budget.
I mean, that's a tough one, because I think you need a big budget to tell this story.
Frankly, I think all you need is Jared Leto. I mean, if you get Jared Leto in a film, franchise from the 80s, and sell it on Jared Leto being your one of your leads, what could go wrong, Tron? What could go wrong?
It is weird how there is some in an increasingly divided world. It feels like the one area that, regardless of your partisan or any other affiliation, people seem to agree on is that Jared Leto is kind of the worst.
That's the best way to put it. Like, he's just kind of the worst.
It's weird how that happened, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you want to get into some of the details we saw in here? Hey, this is Brian, and you've just heard a 20-minute preview of an hour-long conversation Zaki and I had discussing the trailer for Masters of the Universe, which turned into a fun talk about the 80s, He-Man toys, and our childhoods. And after that, we also had a brief discussion about the new trailer for the upcoming Star Wars series, Maul, Shadow Lord. You can find this conversation in its entirety over at our Patreon page. All you have to do is head over to patreon.com/moviefilmpodcast, click subscribe, and for only $5 a month, you'll gain access to ad-free versions of all of our commentaries, all of our regular shows, as well as bonus conversations like this that'll be dropping about twice a month. Our free feed will always be available, But if you're interested in an ad-free listening experience and extra conversations like this, please head over to patreon.com/moviefilmpodcast and hit subscribe. We'd be very grateful. As a side note, both Zaki and I had pretty packed weeks, but we will still be dropping a commentary for you this week. It'll just be a day later than usual. So if you're listening to this on Friday, expect the commentary to drop tomorrow on Saturday.